What's up, guys? Brandon and Jeremy here, and my dog Indy's down there, giving you our review of the Mugen, or if you're on the West Coast, you might say Mugen, or if you can't read, you might say Mugen. I don't know. I call it Mugen. MBX6 Eco. Take off these fancy painted shell.
Good job on that shell.
And let you enjoy the technical, as brought to you by Brandon as usual.
Well, it's an A-scale buggy, so what do you say about it? You know, we got to compare it against, we've had the Hyper 9, X8, and a couple others. I do like that this one is a little more professional grade out of the box. You have mud guards, you have a little more use of carbon fiber on the top steering plate here, which is nice for rigidity. The steering blocks have carbon fiber arms attached to them. Instead of stamped metal shock towers, now we have machined. They're a little bit thicker, a little stiffer, machined shock towers. All these little things that add up to a little more professional quality piece. Other than that, you know, driveline is about the same. Shock size, shock bore is really similar. A little smaller than the Hyper 9, but still performed great. Never had an issue with those. And the layouts, it's similar to the Hyper 9. The X8's kind of unique that way. So we have pack on one side, ESCs behind it. That's the only thing I probably didn't like technically. That they have, you know, one big heavy pack here and then a big heavy A-scale ESC instead of putting it in the center over this side.
And there's not really enough. The one thing too, if you can see, the RX-8 doesn't even fit on the chassis completely. It hangs off the back edge here. I mean, it's fine, but again, I don't care for that. It's like they don't give you enough room. They know damn well you're going to have a big ESC in here, and there's no logical other place to put it.
No.
They could have had the, we could probably slide the battery pack up a little bit more or something, but
yeah, very little wiggle room.
Yeah, but out of the box it felt like very tunable. It felt very pro. Like there was a lot of, everything was like marked off with stickers. There's some of them are still on there, telling you like what shock oil they put in there, and very, very tunable, very, very solid. These pieces here being machined with the Hyper 9, that's the one piece we broke.
Yeah, right.
I think.
Yeah, bending them up.
Overall, technically, so what you can see, what we have in here is an RX-8, and this time we went with the Tekin T8 1950 kV, I believe.
Yeah, the 1900 series.
Or 1900 series, yeah. With the Hyper 9, we ran the 2050, which is probably right fit. The 1900 was, I mean, it was awesome torque. I mean, it was like, the thing didn't even really get going until you were going uphill, and it was like it was craving more.
Just waiting to pull more current. Barely using it.
Yeah, and then this is the 7955. No, yep, 7955 TG titanium gear. As you know, I always way overbuy with my steering servos because I don't want to screw around with them.
But we haven't had a problem with it.
No,
so
and they always work, and they're always good. I kind of bounce around between Savox and Hi-Tech. I don't have a strong opinion one way or the other. I've never really had a problem, but I always overbuy. You know, if I'm like in a short course truck, it's 200 ounces or nothing. A-scale buggy, it's like 300 ounces or nothing.
Right.
So
and for a piece like this, that's what you want.
Yeah, I had, if you check out the running video out on RC Nightmare, I don't know if it'll be out yet when you're watching this, but this is one of the few RCs that I actually took the remote and drove it because it was just too much fun when we were out on a shoot. It's rare that I actually on a shoot will drive because it's so stressful, like having to shoot and get all your shots, but I couldn't resist it.
He was having fun with it.
Yeah, I definitely was. Doing wing wheelies for like 2 straight blocks. Your results may vary.
Yeah.
But anyway, so in terms of price point, I think, I don't remember what we paid for the rolling chassis, but with any A-scale buggy, fully hooked up, you're about $1,000, I would say.
Yeah, yours around a G note.
And value, again, there. Once you're in an A-scale buggy class, it's hard to really say something. Well, at least from the ones we've had, one is like has so much more value than another because it's all in the electronics, like buying a crawler, and then you're sticking like buying an XR10. Well, who cares if the kit's 250? You're sticking 750 into it to get it running anyway.
Yeah, right.
So here you got, you know, $300 motor and ESC, $100 servo, $100 receiver, you know, so $20 BEC.
Yeah, right.
And,
I think the value is in that it's not any worse than the other ones, and they do, yeah, it's a little more expensive than some of the other rollers, but they do give you, like I spoke of, a little nicer pieces on it out of the box, geared a little bit more for the true professional.
Mm-hmm.
So
I would say out of the box, it felt a good mark better. When we had the Hyper 9, it was like, oh, this is the best shit ever. Like, this is the best A-scale buggy. Then when we went out this, I was like, oh, kind of like this a little bit more. And we hooked it up with some kind of crazy Duratrax tires. I think we would have got a different feel if we had maybe some more traditional tires on it, but I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, absolutely.
So circle back, durability, great. Didn't really break anything. We ran it hard. Value, I'd say it's fair. Could it be $50 less? Sure. Right?
Yeah, right.
It's an A-scale buggy, and it's not, I mean, it's A-scale Mugen.
Yeah, there's no surprises there. It's not cheap. You're getting what you pay for, though.
We ran on a 5S, I believe. That's probably the right match, any more, any less. Maybe a 4S if you're racing is fine, but if you're bashing, you want 5S power. And then would I buy it again? Well, I'm not selling it. So, yes, I would. I really like this buggy. I like it a lot.
And that's not surprising because I saw how much fun you had with it. If would I buy it again, I'd probably go with the MBX6. It doesn't have these professional level stuff on it, but I like the balance a little better. So it's a toss-up. It really depends on what you're doing as a driver.
You're also a cheapskate, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a lot cheaper. It's not as nice of a piece, but it's just better balanced.
Sure.
So that's why there's so many A-scale buggies out there, because, take your pick. It depends what you're really looking for.
Yeah, and honestly, I said I wouldn't sell it, but I probably will, because eventually we'll need to buy something else. And if I had an A-scale course, like within 15 minutes of where we live, I would keep it for sure. Like, we looked hard for like a BMX course when we were shooting. We couldn't find anything really to run it and really take advantage of its tunability and everything like that. We basically just outright bashed it. Yep. But yeah, so there's your review of the Mugen MBX6 Eco. And if you have any questions about it, post them up on down below, or shoot on over to our website at rcnumber.com. Thanks.
See you guys later.